When I was 18, I wish I knew that you can make mistakes and still get through in life. I was a very stressed young person. I thought I always had to achieve things. But it turns out that if things go wrong, there's always an alternative route. There isn't one path in life, and you have to go with the flow sometimes and just relax.
I really wish I'd known that that was the best time in my life to set up my own business, because I had nothing. I didn't have any dependents, so it would have been very easy for me to set up my own business.
I was 27 when I first engaged in politics, so if someone was to say to me, what did I wish I know at 18? It's about democracy and how we can all play a role and how we can all challenge the decision makers to think what is best for all of us, and by putting pressure on them through our vote, through the different channels of communication that are not fully advertised to us. So I wish I knew more about how the country is run and how I could play a role in it.
I think when I was younger, I was very, very keen to establish a business and to get into business myself. I found it very difficult to say no. So I would be not necessarily focusing on the core of the business, but diversifying into other things.
I probably wish I had known it was very easy to start a business. If you've got an idea and a concept that you believe in, you really should apply yourself and go for it. I think gone are the days of ageism or long-term experience. There are enough businesses and organisations that are out there to help you. You just really got to have some belief in yourself and determination, and that what you're going to do is right. And I think sort of knowing that at a much earlier age probably would have helped me create a business a lot earlier on in life.
If I could have had half the kind of resources that are available now in terms of access to Parliament or community networks, or even things like NACU where they come to your school, college or university to talk about enterprise and stuff, I might have become an entrepreneur much sooner than I did.
Knowledge that the next 20 years are going to pass so quickly. I'm 38 now, but being 18 feels like 2 or 3 weeks ago rather than 20 years ago, and really having the confidence at 18 to take the opportunities when they arise.
I didn't realise that entrepreneurship was an option for me. I didn't realise that there were certain options in terms of you either go to work or you can start your own business, etc. I think at that age of my life, if I was told that you could be the next Richard Branson if you start now by doing X, Y, Z, and you don't have to wait to go into work or you don't have to go down a certain path, I think that probably would have made my career path a little bit more different than it is today.
I wish I'd known 2 things. One was I wish I'd known that nearly everybody you meet you will come up against at some other point in your life, or somebody will say, do you know somebody that does this? And the second thing is I wish I'd known that just getting on and doing something rather than spending too long planning it is the right thing to do.
A young businessman or a young entrepreneur, I think it's very important that you are very headstrong and that you don't accept necessarily what people are telling you, and you have to actually dig down deeper and find out the actual truth and try and structure your business around your cash flow.
If you sit around and wait for everything to be risk-free and the opportunity to be perfect, then you'll be waiting for your whole life. You've just got to take the risk and do it.
Starting young was actually the best time. I started my business and I wasn't really confident because I thought I was an 18-year-old, maybe I should wait later, so I didn't put as much energy into it, I didn't put as much time into it as I wish I had done. However, going back to it now, I would have started when I was 9 years old, because the younger the better. I mean, business is a risky thing. Entrepreneurship is very, very risky, that's what the word means. However, I'd rather take those risks as young as possible than when I'm older and later on in life when I've got a wife, kids, a mortgage and a dog to feed, and the risk is a lot greater obviously then. So take the risk while you're young, learn the lessons, get the feedback and keep improving. As the younger you are, the more society allows you to make mistakes, the less it's frowned upon. So make as many mistakes as you can while you're young in business and learn those lessons for the future.
I would have liked to know that going to university wasn't the only option. When I went to school, if you got good grades, then really the only socially acceptable thing to do was to go to university. There weren't really any other options, you couldn't really just go straight into a job. People would have turned their nose up, but I think I would have learned a huge amount if I'd have done that, or if I'd have just started my own thing, I had no ties then, no mortgage to pay, it would have been a great adventure.